Yesterday's morning reflection, Ajahn mentioned a brief teaching by Lumpur Liam that he heard while he was on the East Coast, and I've been thinking about it a little bit since then. Something along the lines of the unenlightened mind creates an aim outside itself, and then with controlled by likes and dislikes, moves out towards that. That's the creation of kamma, creation of karma, moving towards that created aim outside of itself. And I really appreciated that, and Lumpur Liam's description of the mind that goes outside of itself is a common theme in many of the forest tradition teachings, and the way he phrased it, creating an aim outside of itself and then moving towards it based on kamma. That was just very apt. It reminded me of a teaching, a very pithy, brief teaching also, that many people know and that we quote often from Ajahn about his reformulation of the Four Noble Truths. And that the classical Four Noble Truths, of course, being the truth of suffering. There is suffering, there is a cause for suffering, there is a realization of the ending of suffering that's possible, and a path leading to the realization of the ending of suffering. Noble Truths 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Ajahn kind of reformulation of that being that he kind of reverses the order, changes the order a little bit, so it puts the second Noble Truth first when he says, the mind sent outside is the cause of suffering. The mind sent outside. And that the result of the mind being sent outside is suffering. So the second Noble Truth, and then the first Noble Truth. And then he goes to the fourth Noble Truth and says, the mind seeing the mind is the path leading to the ending of suffering. And the result of the mind seeing the mind is the end of suffering. So the fourth and the third Noble Truth. But it's that same kind of notion, and we hear it from all the Kruba Ajahns in different ways. Ajahn Sumedho's talking about just pure awareness in a sense, being with what's here right now, not going out. So this mind being sent out, this mind moving from its home base of just still pure awareness, being the creation, causing mental action, verbal action. Our minds are always often going out to sights, sounds, tastes, tactile sensations, smells, and then even more so, particularly in meditation, going out, in a sense, moving out towards thoughts and emotions and different aspects of the intellect. So that constant flow outwards from its home base, creating kamma, creating an aim and then moving on it, moving towards it out of its stillness. And that the solution is to just recognize when that's happening and then pull back. And slowly we do that, get to understand more clearly what it is that pulls us out from our home base, the various forms of like, dislike, attraction, even just restlessness, subtle restlessness, boredom, always looking for something to be born into, something to land on. That's what I think of when I heard Ajahn Lumpur Liam's word, the aim. The mind creates an aim. It's like it creates a place to land outside of itself, whether it's in one of the 6 sense bases. So we don't need to do that. We can train the mind over and over and over again to not reach out and seek something to land on, but to just stay content within itself. That knowing awareness, that's the fundamental basis of citta, the fundamental attribute of citta, is that clear, pristine knowing that's not moved by the likes and the dislikes. And to keep on returning there, resting there, and letting all of the various kinds of stimuli and input from the world around us and from the world inside of us, let that just flow through that clear knowing awareness. So I'll leave that for a morning reflection.